Let's dive into the latest buzz surrounding President-elect Donald Trump's trade policies and what they could mean for global commerce. According to a report from the Washington Post, Trump is reportedly considering a new tariff strategy that would still impose duties on all nations. But this time, the focus would be on a select set of goods and services. While this approach might not be as aggressive as his earlier tariff proposals, it could still shake up international trade in significant ways. During Trump's first term, we saw sweeping tariffs targeting countries like China and Mexico, with rates reaching as high as 10% or even 20%. The idea behind these tariffs was to reduce the U.S. trade deficit and bring more manufacturing jobs back to American shores. However, while the tariffs didn't lead to broad price hikes across the economy, they did have a noticeable impact on certain goods, especially in industries like steel and electronics. Now, Trump is reportedly adjusting his stance. The new plan would zero in on specific sectors, with early discussions pointing to industrial metals, medical supplies, and energy. But what does this mean for the U.S. economy and global trade? Well, it could be a double-edged sword. On the one hand, narrowing the focus of tariffs could minimize the overall impact on consumer prices. However, even targeted tariffs can still cause significant disruptions, particularly in industries already facing supply chain challenges. For example, if tariffs are imposed on energy and medical supplies, we could see higher prices for consumers and shortages of critical goods. The U.S. is already dealing with inflationary pressures, and adding tariffs to key sectors could exacerbate those problems. Additionally, with the U.S. slot running a trade deficit of about $74 billion every month, there's growing concern that aggressive tariff policies could further fuel inflation without addressing the root causes of the trade imbalance. Trump, however, quickly pushed back against the report on Truth Social, calling it incorrect and denying that his tariff policy would be pared back. So, while there's still uncertainty about the details of the plan, it's clear that Trump is determined to continue his hardline stance on tariffs. But the big question is whether a more focused tariff approach will achieve the desired outcomes without creating additional economic pain. At the end of the day, the trade deficit is a major issue, and Trump's goal of reducing it is still a central part of his economic vision. But the challenge is figuring out how to tackle this problem without causing more harm to U.S. consumers or the global economy. Targeted tariffs might sound like a more refined strategy, but they still carry risks, especially in sectors that are already under pressure. As we move forward, this issue will be one to watch closely. Whether or not Trump sticks to his tariff plans, the potential consequences for both the U.S. and global trade could be far-reaching. Keep an eye on this evolving story, as it could have major implications for markets and international relations.